It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon. We're live here on Friday, August 9th. Damn, just like that. We in here, man. Got my man Torian here. Chevy will be joining us here in just a moment. All right. We're gonna have this tag, what they call it, what they used to call it, not tag team. So when they had the three, what they used to call that? When you used to watch wrestling.
You start wrestling?
Yeah, you used to watch wrestling when they had when they had the three in the ring. When you had, well, I know it's a tag team, so it's still just a tag team even if it's three on three.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it would call something else with the track.
Man, I'm not a recent wrestler fan.
I ain't either, but I go old school.
Back in the day, yeah, I used to watch it all the time. You know, Jerry Lawler.
I live and died it. Like
oh
my God, I'd be sitting. My mama, she probably watched, and on Saturday, when it would come on, they used to have more regional wrestling than what they do now.
Right, yeah, because that's what I said. Jerry Lawler was local to me.
Yeah. So, they used to have the Mid-South wrestling. It was based down there in Biloxi, somewhere like that. They used to film from down there. Okay. And it used to come on at 12:30. So my mama's, goes, grocery store and shopping and stuff on Saturday. And I don't know why I had to go. I was old enough to stay at home by myself, but she was taking with me. And if it 12:30 hit, and we went there home, I'll be standing at my big butt, 12, 13 years old, be standing up in the store somewhere crying. Hey, I be standing up in the store somewhere crying. I know it's home. Hey, because I want to get home and watch the JYD, baby. So that was before he went over to WWF, which is WWE now. And Junkyard Dog, man.
I remember him.
He had the top belt there, which was the Intercontinental belt. He had the U.S. belt, and he was the tag team champion belt. He had a partner tag team.
Right.
Hey, boy. Boy, oh my gosh.
Look, that's what we're doing today. You know what I'm saying? We tagging in today.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, so but we're here to answer your questions, help you make some offers, comp some properties, try to defeat the issue of bad deals, not knowing how to recognize a deal. But we have a different where Chevy's going to be joining us on a daily basis. He's a master at creative financing. Yes. I mentioned it, but I don't push it the way I should have pushed it over the years,
right? And
done it myself as much as I should have over the years. So we all in here to try to make it as easy as possible. I ain't saying it is easy, but we try to make it easy as possible and give you as many opportunities to make this money as fast as possible. If that all makes sense. So again, we will take your questions. And we'll answer you question. We'll answer what would happen.
Well, we got one person put in 2 properties.
Okay.
Financial Tech Daily says, "Hey guys, so everybody's speaking."
Yeah.
We're gonna get it started here.
Yeah. And I got a little update hopefully coming to Zumps.
What's happening with that?
Just some sort of minor but major in the same time, especially for land. After interviewing my guy Daniel on Monday, and I posted the video on Tuesday on the what's it called, on Land Portal.
The Land Portal.
Yeah.
I did check that video out.
Yeah, and so he helped me understand how to, well, I think he said it on the video, I think we left that in, on how to, like, when you're trying to evaluate land, especially in states like Texas, where you see where you don't have sold prices.
Right.
You can go into the sold. You can go into a property that has sold. It'll show you it's sold. It just won't show you what it's sold for. Mm-hmm. And if you scroll down to the price history, if something was listed today and then it went on the contract Monday, more than likely it's sold at that price. So then if you see that consistently, we'll just say it sells at $20,000 an acre. And you see that on a couple of properties, then you know your property price. Now you're still trying to compare close to as size as possible, because the smaller the acreage on land in a lot of cases, the price per acre goes up. So you're trying, if you're looking at 30 acres, hopefully you can find something close to 30 acres, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but anyway, so if you can see that price here, so you can see something go on the market and go off the market that fast,
right?
It's sold for that, right? So we just need something consistent to look at to come up with a number so we can make an offer or whatever.
Now, I remember y'all talking about possibly him integrating Zillow into his tool, because he was mentioning something about going to Zillow.
Oh yeah.
Well, you mentioned that, and
well, what he was saying is that just going back and forth looking, I said, I mentioned Investor Base and how they have the link. It's already linked there.
Okay.
He was saying that they're going to probably just have their own. It's just going to be built in where it shows what something sold for, and stuff that's on the market. So you won't have to just leave their platform at all. So but that's down the road or whatever. So, but anyway,
what about when I think y'all was talking about how? Well, I think he had mentioned like sometimes you'll be in an area where nothing has sold recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what he was talking about, some way to figure that out. I think that's what you're speaking to right now, though.
Yeah. What did he say about that? I forgot what he said. I think he was I don't know what he said on that.
Because I know that might happen pretty often when you go into an area and you don't see any recently sold. But I think that's what you're talking about, right? Where you can see if it's under contract for that.
Well, I was really talking about Texas because it's non-disclosure.
Okay.
You can't see what it's sold for. But what he was saying, if you go into price history, and I'll show it here later on, if you go into the price history, like I said, if something was listed today and then it shows pending,
gotcha.
Or it shows it's sold, or it shows it'll show you the steps. If it shows pending Monday, more than likely it's selling at the price that they listed it for.
Okay.
Right. And so now you can, if you see that consistent, maybe 2-3,
you can base your land on that.
Yeah, you can base what yours will probably be worth on that. Now there's other factors that go into it, but the price is the first thing you're trying to determine. Right. So I got my coder working on being able to bring that data into Zomps to make it easier to see, but it'll be for houses also though.
Oh, that's what's up.
Or you can see the price history is basically what it is. So when they first listed it, it goes pending, or they reduce the price, or on the one that does show, which most states do show the sold price, it'll still show you that, so you can see how many days it was on the market and all that stuff. So that could give you just a better, just more. Oh, that my man is right here. Okay, boom. That'd give you a better. What's happening, man?
What's up?
All right, Chevy meet Tori, and Tori meet Chevy. I don't know if y'all.
What's going on, Tori?
All right, good to see you.
Yeah. Where are you located at?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My wife from Memphis. I used to.
Really? What part of town did she grow up in?
She's from East Memphis.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, she's from East Memphis. I stayed in Memphis for a year. I was man, I was right by the highway. I forgot the highway name. I'll ask my wife.
385, maybe.
It was one of those. It was one of those highways. But I was there.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica. So I'm Jamaican.
From Jamaica. Okay. Jamaica. I was just in Jamaica.
Yeah, Manayari.
I don't know what that is.
Not Queens, Jamaica.
No, I understand.
Not Kingston, Jamaica either.
Right.
Jamaica.
The hood Jamaica. That what you saying? Hood Jamaica?
we don't call it hood. We call it bush.
Oh, okay. All right, that's what's up.
Come from bush part of Jamaica.
Okay, all right.
Some oxtails, right?
So you were here young enough where you don't have an accent, but I assume your parents still do.
Oh yeah, you talk to my mom. Everybody in my family is from Jamaica, man, except for my little brother. Everybody else is Jamaican. Like my whole entire family Jamaican.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. Right. So I was here. I came here when I was 11, and I just recently went when I didn't go back to Jamaica for 20 years, and I was trying to talk pot to, and it was like, man, if you don't get out of here with that.
It didn't sound right.
They tried to bust me out, so it took me a couple of days to get back in the swing, but I got it back though. It was all good.
All right. That's what's up, man. That's funny.
Well, you want to get started, Tom?
Yeah, we ready to rock.
I got a couple of people that has put in property. So
they got property they want to look at. Okay, cool.
Of course. Taco, what was it? I don't want to mispronounce what this person is saying, but they're asking us to comp a property in Jacksonville, Florida, which is at 2774 Fitzgerald Street.
Ooh.
You not providing any details about.
You want to take it, Chevy?
Yeah, I got it.
So I'll work on something in the background.
Yeah, I got it. Should we? Do you want me to share the screen?
Yeah.
But. And I know we got Zom, but I'm just gonna use my good old prop stream, bro, because I'm still getting familiar with that. Yeah. I'm still working on getting comfortable with Zom, but yeah.
And if you want to use this tool, text the word tool. Well, no, I'm sorry. You can text the word move. It'll show you how to build I'll put it on the screen. Don't worry about it. Just text the word tool to 205-964-5243.
You see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we see it.
Perfect. All right. So I'm guessing this person just need to know what ARV is at and where we need to be at as far as offers, pretty much.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't put in what the seller is asking for. So
I think a lot of times, guys, that would be easy on us as far as evaluating deals if we know where the seller is at when it comes to their asking price. So this way, it gives us an opportunity as far as seeing if you're at the right point or not. Right. So, and then if you guys want to definitely use PropStream, you could definitely I'll provide a link as well on my end. You know how I got started with PropStream was through you, Ty.
Really? Okay. All right.
So yeah. All right. So let's look at these comps. So right now there's 48 properties that sold. We're gonna X out of them. We're gonna go for the most recent within the past 6 months. And then the next step that we're gonna do, let me narrow this down for you guys. So this way we're good. All right. So then the next step we're going to do is we're going to pick out apples to apples. So this is a 2-1, and it was built in 1922, and it's 1,100 square feet. And the lot size, that's just the square footage of the entire area, is right at 5,300. So when I'm looking at the comps here, I'm going to pick out close proximity as far as year built, and I'm going to go as far as the square footage and the bed and bath setup as well. So if I'm looking at it this way, I'm going to now pick out, I would say like the top 3 or 4 that recently sold within the past 6 months. So we have 713 Center Street, we have 367 Smith Street. Well, that's really a 3-2, so we're not going to do the 3-2. Then we have still the 713 Center Street. Let Let's see what else we have. Any other comps that's similar to that one? This one sold in March. This one off of Thomas Street, which is a 331, and it's 1,100 square feet, so that's good. We could easily make a bedroom out of a house as well. Then let's see what else we have. I would say this one right here, that's a 3-1 that recently sold back in February, but the difference is this one was built it's kind of like a new build. It was built in 2022. So I wouldn't click on that one. I'm just going to click on all the ones that's closer to the year that it was built, which is in the 1920s per se. So right now we have two solid comps. I'm going down. Let's look at the one that was built in 1923. That one was 10 grand. And 2000. So for now, let's just stick to these two properties right here. So the average price per square foot is at $130, and the average sale price is at $142,000. So if we did the average price per square foot out of $130, and we times that by the square foot, 130 times 1,100. That would put us right at 11. That would put us right at 143 as far as the ARV for that property. So as far as it depends on where the seller is at when it comes to an asking price. And what you'll be able to put on the contract for, and as far as what work needs to be done to the property. 143,000. That's really more of a rental, not a flip, especially when it comes to being in Jacksonville. So we wouldn't even do it like it's a flip, like a 70% rule or anything like that. We'll do it more on the fact of a rental return, and that would be completely different. So if you're anything that's under 150,000, what I always do is I do 45% of the ARV, and that give me kind of like a range minus repairs minus the fee, and that's where I need to be at when it comes to an offer. So did that make sense?
Yeah, you said 143,000.
Yeah, 143.
But you're saying that it probably be better suited to be a rental.
Yeah, to be a rental than a flip.
One comes from Alex. I don't know his phone. The next property comes from Alexander S. And they're saying that the seller has asked for $125K. And it says, well, they're giving the address, which is in Albemarle, North Carolina. So the seller is asking $125K.
Okay, I'll take it. Well, what's the address?
Okay, it is 606 North Depot Street, Depot Street.
606
Albemarle, North Carolina.
Depot Street. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him like his mind state as far as he's saying for it to be better suited for as far as a rental, not necessarily a flipper. The previous one that we was doing. But
the reason why I say that is because of the price point, right? So, understanding that it's built in the 20s, the max that we'll be able to get for the property is 145, 150,000. So right. Depending on where we're at when it comes to the entry part, right? So let's just say the seller is like, hey, I need 60, 70,000, and you have to put anywhere from 35, 40,000 into it. And then you have closing costs, and there's no room there for an investor to make money. Rather than a rental where now the banks is going to give you 80% of the purchase price. Now you're able to go in there and you're able to now purchase the property with the bank's money. You're able to do a light rehab. You don't have to do no extensive rehab, right? So you're not coming out of pocket with a lot of money, and then you're going to turn around and, you know, put it pretty much where you can rent it. And then, you know, if you're using banks money and it's a low interest where you don't have to worry about hard money and all those things, or you're using your own cash, it could necessarily be a flip, but it all depends on where the seller is at when it comes to that asking price, though, because that's what's really going to determine what all you're going to get for the property. So yeah, it can be a flip, because I mean, I got 2 properties right now in the market for $140,000 that I'm flipping. So it just all depends on where the number is at. But I mean, just for the properties that I have on the market for $140,000, I'm only going to make like $20,000 as a return.
Okay.
So
I'm building the case here. I'm using investor base. I can't show it because
somebody while you're looking for that, somebody made this statement on Instagram. Professor Schooler says, "I'm in Dallas, Texas. I see your videos all the time, but I can't lie. I'm kind of confused. Is it any way to just get to the meat and potatoes of how to get started?" I had to ask that question.
All right, so let me share my screen. We'll get to that. Hold that question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll.
that's a very broad question. Take action. Just take action.
Simple answer. Yeah. All right. So I built the case using cashbuyers.ai / investor base here. So I saw so this is a small town, so let's keep that in mind, but it did have some good activity in it. So, okay. All right. So first we're going to look at the year built over here. This is a 1920 build. We got a 1998 in here. I'm going to throw that out automatically. This 1961, I'm going to throw that one out also. Okay. Now we got one that they paid, well, the square footage, pretty similar. Everything is pretty, nothing crazy there, right? They're a little, well, I guess that's only a year ago. Okay, boom. The price per square foot, nothing really crazy there. So it averages out to $195. So based on our square footage, we're looking at a suggested ARV of 207. Now, buyers have shown they paying some low percentage of ARVs here, right? They're really low here. One of them did pay, because this one here, they paid 37%, but it averages out to, so we got got 2 lows in here, and then we got this high here. So I guess that's the best case of the scenario, because these are some pretty small houses, under 1,200 square feet. So it averages out to about 26%. The short of it is, if you can get this house, we see 37,000, we see 40,000, and somebody pay 80 on this one. That may be the outlier there, right? So I would be more comfortable if you can get something 30 and below on this to make money, right? Yeah. Now that's just a wholesale cash deal. Obviously, we got Chevy here. It's just going to depend on so we don't have enough information to go beyond that, right? Do they owe anything? What does the seller want? Or did they say how much they wanted?
Yeah, $125,000.
Yeah, it would totally have to be some type of owner financing then, if that's what they want, and they won't come close to what we need as a cash deal or whatever. Now, if I just use the calculator now, and it's really not going to matter, because it's showing me they ain't paying much for these houses in here. They getting them low as hell, right? Yeah. And so now, even if they came off 40 grand, it's still, your cash buyers may not still want this property or whatever.
Still be tight.
Yeah, still be tight. So what are your thoughts on it, Playboy? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
No, sir. I have not seen the property yet. What we're doing, we cast a wide net where we're reaching out to sellers to see if anybody would be interested in selling. So every now and then we get lucky. That's all it is. So is your property something that you'll be open to selling?
Oh, you talking?
I'm thinking about it. Yes.
Oh, you are thinking about selling the property. Okay. Well, look, let me get with my team and gather some information, and then what I could do is to call you back and make an offer. How does that sound?
All right.
Okay, so give me about an hour. I'll get with my team and we'll put some numbers together for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right, sounds great. I'll call you back.
I thought I was in Bizarro world.
No, you wasn't, man. You wasn't. I told my guys, like, I was like, guys, how do we get calls routed to the team rather than to me? So all the calls are coming through because you got to think we're blasting out 2,500 plus a day text messages.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the way that I have the text tweeted now, man, it's you saw the text that I sent you. That's what we're using, and we get back such a bigger conversion because now it gives the seller an opportunity to not be offended when we texting them. So now they're opening. Now their mind are opening. Like, okay, maybe I do want to sell it. What would be their offer? So now they're calling, and they're not calling aggressive like, oh, how did you get my number? Why are you calling me? They're calling in the sense of, hey, what would you offer for my property?
Yeah, I got you.
So the conversion rate been through the roof in the past 24 hours, man. It's been ridiculous.
So my question would be, what service you using?
We use Go High Level. We use for our integration. We use Go High Level. And we're just the biggest tweak that we made is that we're not giving sellers option to opt out when it comes to text messages. We're just doing it's just, hey, this is Chevy with Zoe Home Buyers. You know, we're you know, if we're to
well, you don't have to send them that message that says you know, you can opt out or press this message and is that what you're talking about when you say
yeah we don't say we don't give that option, bro. It's just, hey, look, you know, if we're to pay all the closing costs and make an offer on your property, what would you consider it? And you know, either yes or no. When we get yeses, it's like, okay, great, we need to gather more information on your property, so let's schedule a call so we could call you and gather information. And they're like, well, I'm open to XYZ time. That's it, really. It's either yes or no. We're just going through yes and no's, bro. That's it.
That's working though, you know.
Yeah, it's been the conversion. We've seen a higher turnover when it comes to the conversion rate in the past 2 days now that I've switched it up.
Boom.
All right.
My wife asked me why am I answering a call on a live.
Hey.
I should have figured you wasn't talking to us or whatever.
No, when you first got on the line, I was like, yeah, you talk to a seller, like,
yeah.
I mean, ain't that the best course of training? Is a live seller call?
Yeah.
I thought you was about to bring it on the live and
I got some blowback when I tried to do that one time. Sometime back, I had to delete the video and everything. So,
for real. Well, good thing I kept it short.
Privacy issue, privacy.
Yeah. So I kept it short. We ain't disclosed no names, no addresses, so we good. We're good. It's just a general conversation. That's all. And at the same time, y'all heard how I answer a question when the seller asks, how did I get their information, right? So I say, hey, my team and I, we're looking for our next project. So we're reaching out to local homeowners to see who all want offers on their home. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
And you were going to answer this guy's about getting started.
Yeah.
He's been basically he was overwhelmed, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
I see your videos all the time, but I can't lie. It's kind of confused. He's probably new.
He said for a while,
though. Get to the meat and potatoes of how to get started. I thought maybe we was going to.
Well, before Chevy goes, I have a list of videos. I get it could be confusing. It could be very confusing because they're not in any certain order, and it's a bunch of them, right? So over 1,000, include the YouTube Shorts, is over 2,000. So I created this playlist of videos that you can access, and it's sort of cherry picked, so it sort of goes into, you know, the initial video just tells you the entire process. Then I have one on contracts, how to find sellers, how to have buyers, what to say to sellers, what to say, all of that. So if you text VIP VIP to the 205-964-5243. That'll get you going. But go from there, Chevy. Now back.
Another easy way is taking action in the sense of if you're looking to get started locally, you know your city, you know where there's areas of improvements that need to be made. Well, all you have to do, you could walk, you could drive, you could run to that area. You're going to see a lot of different constructions happening, a lot of different dumpsters outside. You might even see grass uncut. You might see a window or two busted. You might see a roof caved in, or the tarp on top of the roof. All of these are distressed properties. So you have to get in the mindset of finding distressed properties. So that's a great way to start. Just taking action by going into your city, and whether you're walking, you're driving, you get on your bike and use some exercise. Just keep a mind open for there's distressed properties all around. And the next step from there is being able to find the seller's information, which is simple as just going on a website, typing in a seller name, and they'll give you back some numbers, and you're calling them. Now, Ty, as far as giving them the direction where they could go to find free information when it comes to looking up a seller's information, you could go to your tax assessor website where you just type in the property address and it will pull up who's the owner of that property. Now you have a name that they call it skip tracing. So you have a name that you can now skip trace and find that person's information. And something as simple as, I know for us, we use Fast People Search. And that narrows it down to the age, what job they have, to the phone numbers, where they lived at the past 10 years, all of those things.
And something you two were talking about yesterday, which I think is a sticking point for a lot of people, is in these areas where you have to have a license. Like I think is Missouri one is
it's the ones that I know of right now. The ones that need licenses is Kansas, Illinois, Oklahoma. I don't know if this is still the same. The city of Philadelphia, and when I say we say license, we mean like a broker agent's license. The city of Philadelphia, they have like and this may have changed. Anyone in Philadelphia that really know, you just had to get a wholesaler's license, but it was more like a business license. You just had to pay up like maybe $500 background check. It's more like getting a business license, right? And so, and then recently, the state of South Carolina, now they put in a hard no assignment, like realtor, not realtor.
You can't even do it.
They put a hard
in South Carolina.
In South Carolina, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then here in Alabama,
you was talking about that last night. That's what I wanted you to talk about.
Yeah, they already put it in play where you have to have the seller and the buyer to sign off on your assignment fee. Wow. And then I think they've added another layer that's supposed to be coming out in October. I got an email about or whatever. So, but when stuff like that happens, most people will run away from it. But the way I normally look at just the world in general, when the masses are going towards something or away from something, you do the opposite in most cases, especially when they start talking about money, right? And so the masses will run away from it. Whereas I'm going to look deeper into it to see where the opportunity is, because there's the same number of motivated sellers existed before the law or the same number that existed after. It's just now you may get a bigger share of the pie because there's less people trying to pursue it because they don't understand it. Just like wholesaling, period, before any of these things came up, you had so many people that, especially the real estate agent, there's some of the ignorant people out there, not ignorant in a way of being negative, just closed-minded. Well, not all of them. Definitely,
not all of them.
Some of them get it. A lot of them get it, but most don't. Is that, just because you don't know about it doesn't mean that there's not a legal way to do it, right? And so that they'll just automatically, because they're supposed to be an expert, they'll say, oh, you can't do that. No. Like, show me. What, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was my confirmation when I first got into it. When I listened to first course I bought, which was one of Ron LeGrand's deal. It was a bootleg copy of it. He said, I bet everything I'm telling you right now, which when he was talking about wholesaling, you're going to go out and ask your realtor, buddy, about it. And he's going to say, you can't do that. And I did exactly what he said. But when my realtor buddy told me that you can't do it, it confirmed he knew what he was talking about. Where some people would listen to that person, right? You know, but it confirmed I knew he would know what he was talking about.
I'm guilty of it because when I was up, when my wife was up watching, when we was first about to get started, and my wife is up and she like, hey, there's this young lady out of my city. Her name is Kamitra. Shout out to Kamitra, by the way. She was in Memphis and she was like, hey, there's this person in my city, and she's doing real estate without any money, any cash. I'm like, man, get out of here. I'm like, that ain't even true. So I'm like, what we gonna go sell houses now? Because at the time I was doing direct sales inside of Sam's and Walmart with Direct TV. So I'm like, what this
hey, you know what? Hold before you go any further.
Okay. Respect. You know
whenever I go into Sam's, and so you have to go down a certain aisle the way this one is set up, and it'll be those people. I think they do T-Mobile, AT&T, and one of these. And so the ones that be real aggressive, I talk to them or what I said, but I said at some point I'm gonna come back and get this person if they still here. Because you ain't doing what you ain't maxing out your talent. And then some of them just let you walk by and they don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was in several different cities, man, coaching and training people to be inside the stores doing direct marketing for sure. So I said to my wife, I was like, what, this Direct TV money ain't good enough for you?
You slept on the couch that night, didn't you?
Oh man, I was wilding. And it was one of those things where when I left that business, man, my partner was like, so what, you gonna go sell real estate now? And I just laughed, man. I was like, no, I'm not going to sell real estate. I'm just taking a chance on me and betting on myself. That's all it is. So yeah. So, we definitely get in a mind state of, not truly understanding and knowing. And when we don't know, we have that scarcity mindset where we don't take chances, right? But you got to bet on yourself. You got to take a chance. And if I wasn't up 2-3 o'clock in the morning, listening to you, Ty, talking about, hey, take action. I have at the time you had right at 200 or 300 videos at the time. I have over 300 plus free videos on YouTube. So,
but I think the point is that even though they're setting these new laws, there's always a way around.
Yes. Just like how they say creative deals, right? Subject to they throw that doing sales calls. Oh man, no, the banks don't like that. It's going to be this, and it's just about rapport, right? If you have the right rapport, if you have the right resources around you, anything is possible, right? Even if something as simple as having the right relationship with a buyer, where a buyer see that you brought value to them, and it's, hey, look, my assignment is 10 grand. That's it. And they're like, okay, all right. And hey, look, closing company, they have issues with it, but if I turn this over to you, I'm expecting to be compensated. So, there's plenty of ways to just be creative, and as long as you're building the right rapport and you're setting the right expectations. I've had deals where the seller had to pay me because the banks wouldn't do assignments. I've had deals where the buyer had to pay me out of their pocket. So I've had several different situations that happen, and it's just setting the right expectation.
All right, I have somebody, 1089 Will has a question. Hey, Flip Man, can you give an example or show me how to comp a vacant home in the state of Missouri that has no sales price history, and they're providing an address as well?
Yeah. What we got? Hold on, I can share my screen on this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I ain't sharing it. All right. What we got?
It is 1415 Chalks. Well, let me spell it. I think it's Chalks. Caulks. Hill Road. So Chalks Hill Road.
St. Charles. St. Charles. All right, so I'm gonna add the property here. What I'm using here, God just assume everybody know. You see it on my shirt, but you might not know what it is. But okay, there it is. So I'm using Zomp. It's basically the tool. It enhances Zillow. It's a Google Chrome extension. It can be used on a desktop or a laptop. The sole purpose of it is to make it user friendly to make Zillow user friendly to wholesalers and investors, which is not. It wasn't built for that. So so we got it in here. So we got your property in here, and so let's see what we got. So I'm gonna zoom out, and so we're in this area right here. I'm gonna remove the boundary. So we're in this area right in here, right? So I'm just gonna draw, what we got. I think I did a bad job. Let's do it like this. So I'm in this area right here. So hopefully we got enough activity in here. All right. So we got a few in there, right? So we looking at the souls and the new tool that I'll be adding. So I'm going to see what we got. We got anything for sale? Only got one in there for sale. Okay. So the new tool the new feature in Zomp is going to add is going to take a look at the sales history. The price history, I'm sorry. So like this property was listed in September 2023 for 230. So less than, what is that? Less than 4 days, it was pending a sale and it sold a month later. So I would assume they sold it for that, right? So what Thompson's now going to do is going to include this information, right? So we'll just have to remember it right now. So we got 230. I didn't explain. Missouri is non-disclosure. So it doesn't show the sold prices, right? And so we sort of have to backdoor it a little bit with the data that we have here. Okay, so here's another one. So now this one sold for 425. I guess I didn't look at the square foot. I guess I do need to add them so I can look at the square footage. So this one sold for 425, and that's what the Zestimate is there. So we'll roll with that, right? All right, and what was the other one? I did this one right here, didn't I? All right, so that sold for right around that. So we'll roll with that. Hopefully the square footage makes sense on these. All right, so let's look at this one. Okay, so now this one, it's so it didn't have the data that we need on that one, right? Okay, and then let's look at this one. And let's see. All right, so this one, it only sold for, it looks like it went pending for just 6 days. Sold this. Oh, that had to be an investor, huh? I don't know if I want to use that one. And let's look at this one.
That would be a good example as far as where the property needs to be at.
Where it needs to be at, though. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's see. Do we have any? So we don't have anything on that one, right? So I think I only pulled in 2, and they don't even show. So it doesn't even show anything. So this one here, so I guess we just put it back up. So ours is a 1967, but this one was a 2005. I really don't even want to use that, right? And it's a lot bigger. It's tough. Ours is really small too. So this is the one that sold for the 230, we think, somewhere in there. So that would have been, what's the price per square foot on that? It's $150 a square foot, right? Yep. And so ours is 1152 times 150. So we're at 172. based on that, because that's closer in year to ours. Now this is what PropStream. We'll go over to PropStream. It's going to do a better job than what Zom's doing. So let's go to the paid option here. So that ain't that. I ain't comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. Now, what PropStream will do, it'll pull up MLS data in these non-disclosure states. So let me grab this address. All right, and so let's do this. Boom. All right. Okay, so I just do MLS. All right, and I don't like it cross that major street right there though. I really don't like that.
Those are real far, man.
Yeah, no. Well, it should be a half a mile, but yes, it's half a mile, but it crossed that major street.
That major highway, yeah. That's a completely different area.
Yeah. It looks like though they still in that 230th range though. Look, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it, then what year they're built. They're little, what was ours? A 1960, what was ours? It was a 1967. So they built around the same time. What we got? 68. We got that 85. We don't like that one. 77, 84. No, these are sort of newer, except only really these two down. The one at the bottom and the one at the top. It sold for 139, but it was only 960 square feet. And then this one up here, it sold for, well, that's just a rental, so it doesn't even show. I don't know. What would you do on this?
How much did that one sell for? The one at the bottom?
It sold for 139. It sold at $144 a square foot.
So we're really in the 145, 150 range when it comes to price per square foot.
Okay.
So that would be what I would take to make my air.
Okay. So we'll do 140.
So we're at the 165, 170. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that would be the number.
Okay.
ARV.
All right. So did they give a price or anything?
They wanted to see the process that you use to come up with the price.
Yeah, that one is a little tough. There's not enough data there, right? In that little corner, right where it's located. Where was it? Where was it?
That was in St. Charles, Missouri.
Yeah, here it is, right here. So just in this little area here, we'll call it its subdivision. It really wasn't a lot of activity in there, and it's probably going back a couple of years or whatever. There's only one sale in there right now. We can look at that. Let's see what this talk about. So that's 2,000 square feet. So it's almost double the size of ours. Looks like it's newer built. What year was it built?
Even with that size, what we could do is whatever it's listed at. Yeah. Let's see what they're selling it at as far as price per square foot. So
it's a 2012 built, and they're selling it at what is that? Almost $200 a square foot.
Okay, so the 150 would be the 145, 150 would be where we'll be at for sure.
Yeah. So divided by 2008. Yeah, right at 199. Yep. Boom.
So 150 is a safe space.
Yeah.
For something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we could use this as a hypothetically speaking as a comp. We could use this per se as far as breaking down the numbers on where we need to be at when it comes to on a wholesale price. If this was something that we was targeting, so we could do that.
And then this one here is getting 677 views per day.
Yeah, so that's a hot property.
Yeah, it's only been on the market one day, so it's probably going to get bidded up actually.
Yeah, so that's hot for sure.
Yeah.
So hypothetically speaking, if this was a deal that we was looking at and it needed some work, the price per square foot, they just looking at the body of work, they definitely put at least minimum 60,000 into that property.
So this is our house right here.
Yeah, that house is nothing compared to the other
Yeah. That's our house right there.
Especially the square footage and just all that they've done to that house for sure.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if we're talking about how do you go about the process of looking at the deal and how you're breaking it down, we're taking that higher number, which is going to be your 399. Let's just say that property sold at 399, and we could dissect the data just through the transaction history to see how much a buyer actually paid for that property, right? And then we could compare how much they paid for it to how much they listed it at, and give you a general idea as far as what type of money they really put into that property for sure.
Let me see what I can pull on an investor base. It still sometimes pulls those non-disclosure states. Let me see if it pulls anything on this one here. It still sometimes it give prices. If nothing else, it'll give me the properties that were done. Okay, so it's giving me some prices. Okay. I can't share because you think it's more than I'm pulling up well, I think it's because I'm sure it shows owner information or whatever. So I'm just gonna call them out. Y'all just try to remember, write them down. I don't know if anybody got pen and paper, but all right. So ours, as we said, it's 1152 square feet. I think it's 1967 or something like that deal. All right.
And we said about 150K is what.
And $150 per square foot.
Per square foot. And then I say that it just only has a few of them that has prices on them. But you know what? I'm going to just pull up those individual properties because we can look and see what they where they were. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Give me 1 second.
175.
All right.
So 165 to 175.
Yeah. So we can make and see what buyers paid for them. That's the main thing we're trying to see. All right, here's another one. That was a fix and flip. Here's another. I think we can do that. Let me see. Here's another one. Come on. What are you doing? What is this? Oh, that's an apartment. Here's another one.
I think they just needed just a general idea.
Yeah.
So
we'll roll on to the next thing. I was
I wanted Tammy Bass, while you're looking it up, is saying I'm a wholesaler in the Atlanta market, and there are no deals for me. Although I think it's me.
Oh, it's you. It's sorry, Tammy. I ain't being mean. It's you, baby.
I think Tammy, what you got to do is get yourself around people that think differently and do different, right? Because sometimes it is your mental space that holds you back from you taking action and you getting out of your comfort zone. Like Ty, I just called one of our guys this morning, and you know he asked him about the deal and what was going on with it, and I was like, man, this is listed like the seller wants 150,000, but you're about to get on a contract for 125,000, and the property is going to need a lot of work. And we don't have no comps over 150,000 that they got the property listed for, you know. So this ideally isn't a deal because you're now dealing with a seller and a realtor at the same time. There's no telling what kind of conversation are being had behind you know, on the other side. So whenever and then I asked him, I was like, man, why do you go after on market properties? And he was like, because it's easier.
Yeah, low hanging. What appears to be low hanging fruit, but it's mostly rotten.
But I just had to let him know, man. Look, you know, your best especially starting out, you know, it gives you an opportunity to really get good at understanding the numbers. It gives you an opportunity to really do your due diligence when it comes to knowing what a deal is, right? By having a direct conversation with a seller, you put yourself in a better driving seat to negotiate rather than going through a realtor. And don't get me wrong, deals can be done through realtors because I've done deals through realtors, right? So deals can be done through realtors, but your 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 chances of getting deals done are a lot higher when it comes to when you're dealing direct to the seller itself.
You
And
don't have
95% of people are going to list their property anyways. The other 5% are the people that you really want to be targeting. And if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right?
Yep.
So
The thing is that when dealing with a realtor, again, some people run their entire operation that way, right?
and they
And
crushing it.
and crushing it, right? But for newbies, that's very difficult because because realtors can be very discouraging, right? And so um, the game can be played with them for sure, but
Mhm.
you just have to know and then you got to have the earnest money, you got to have the proof of funds, all that can be overcame because if you could create the deal, the opportunity, that you can get the money, right? On top of that is ideally what I recommend if you're going to target properties that are listed, you really need to start already have some relationships, build some buyers that are okay with that. Because you got some buyers just you ain't did nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
we can do that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If I can just pay somebody
100%.
just a lot less than what you finna make just to go out there and make blind offers. I got the proof of funds. I can put up EMD all day or whatever. So you got to make sure you got that particular buyer, what I call a lazy buyer, ready to go or whatever. Because they're getting bombarded with those properties anywhere. Because a realtor, you'll meet a realtor. Oh yeah, I got plenty of deals. All they're gonna do is go to MLS and whatever you say, and then put in the zip code, maybe, and just start sending you stuff. Put you on the feed. They're not doing anything.
They
This
put
is
it on
not
the drip. Yep.
yeah, this is not 1982 or 1992. Zillow has everything that they have. If an agent doesn't have their property listed on Zillow, they need to be fired by that owner or whatever, because that's where people go first. It's one of the places
Yep.
they go first.
And they
Oh,
always say Zillow said my property's worth.
yeah, oh yeah, they say that
It could
now.
be it could be a good or a bad thing.
Yeah,
To her point, Tammy Bass, and I think what you were saying, Chevy, is very important as far as putting people around you, because I think the point was is that Atlanta is a huge market.
Oh, it is. It is.
There are deals
It's
all
a
over.
great market. I got somebody in Atlanta right now crushing it. So
yeah,
yeah, it's a great market.
yeah. What I have on the screen here, I had to screenshot it. Okay, so this is 1 year within 2 miles. All right, this is investor base what I always talk about. So the light blue are flippers, the green are landlords,
Yeah.
right? Now this is just on a 2 mile radius now. So a lot of them deals I can assure you will wholesale to these individuals. That's just a small
Yeah.
blade of grass in that market, right? Within a short time frame. So the deals are there. Ain't no question about that. This lit up like a Christmas tree, as you see, right? In just this small area within this small time frame. Or where
Mhm.
so um yeah,
It's,
but you're
it's
here,
deals going
but that's
on.
why you're here to learn though. So that's why you're here. So
Yeah.
That's why this is such a good platform, because it's going to put the biggest thing is going to put you in a mind frame of this can be done anywhere and everywhere. The other part to it is that you have resources that you could tap into. You don't got to go at this alone. You now have resources. You now have the right people surrounding you, where we're just a text or a phone call away to help you get through those starting points.
Okay.
So just between the platform itself, this is, I mean, Ty alone, I have 20 plus years of experience. Me, I have 7+ years of experience. So that's close to 30 years of experience in that in itself. And I'm talking about doing. I had a shirt on the other day that said "A deal a week keeps the 9 to 5 away." Literally, a deal a week will change your life.
oh yeah.
So people were
A
a few
deal a
people were asking about
month.
Yeah.
some people were asking about some software that you use, call rail. Somebody asked about prop wire, and then somebody wanted you to repeat what text messaging service that you're using, Chevy, and whether it's not.
Text messaging is really a CRM that have a text feature inside of it. It's called Go. I'll put it out there when I get with them and tell them they need to get
Yeah, well, in the meantime, you can go to dealyoulater.com and just
dealyoulater.com.
select the CRM tab, and it's the same thing. Now, I know the owner of that particular outfit is REI Closed, and they use that same platform. A lot of people build their own software off of Go High Level, or whatever. And so I really reached out to them, and it does it, but we haven't used it in that way because when we were using it, because you still have to go through Twilio. I know we're going to get a little complicated here, but that's the only way I can explain. We got to go to another service to get phone numbers to send the text or whatever. So we got put in text message jail because anybody that's been following me, I used to push it really hard, but because the carriers started cracking down more so, and one of the owners at Batch told me at some point it ain't going to exist, right? But you need still, and I should have not just gave up on it and just tried to because it can be so effective. Yeah, that's how I found the first self-storage deal I did is through a text message, like literally through a text message, a $2 million property through a text message, right? And so, which would like Chevy, he's working on that, but I'm getting with the guy Jacob at REI Close to see how they can be done because he ain't really thought about it in that way as using it to generate leads per se, more so than managing leads.
And maybe they figured out some type of way to do it, to go get around some of that type of stuff.
Well, yeah, he is right here. There's the man right here.
So let me ask you a question, Chevy. Yeah. Somebody mentioned a dance hall music artist. Do you listen to dance hall music?
Yeah, we get off topic a little to this sometimes.
We do. We just get off.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Don Saul. Yeah.
What is that? Now, how do you pronounce this artist's name? Is VY? I see him all the time, and somebody mentioned it. I'm trying to Cartel. The world boss is free.
Oh, Vibe Cartel.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar, but somebody asked about him.
Hey, that's what's up. You see how his accent changed. What do you think? Hey, that's funny, man.
Yeah, but I'm more of a Bunty fan though, so Bunty killer all day. So yeah, the war general.
Say it. What? Say it.
Say it.
Say it in Shreveport. Say it in Shreveport again.
So Bunty killer. That's
okay.
Yeah, Bunty killer.
Yeah. I hear you there. Okay.
Yeah. I meant to ask you, Ty, did the Rusty, you remember Rusty from the other show, did he send those properties in Birmingham that he was talking about? Because he's asking about another property.
Oh, Russell. Yeah, Russell.
He did.
Okay. Yeah. I already had him. I didn't know it was him. So, man,
this seemed like some pretty good deals.
Yeah. We discussed them. Well, one of them really did have some meat on the bone or whatever. And you know what, Russell, I'm gonna reach out to you because a couple of them we didn't discuss it, but since me and Chevy, have reconnected here in the last few days, a couple of those may be some options for some owner financing if the owners are open to it. So, but I'll reach out to you after this. Matter of fact, go ahead and send me a text, Russell, and that'll keep it top of mind here, and we can revisit those but we'll comp what you got right here too, if you want.
Yeah, he has a property he just put in.
Yeah, he's local here to Birmingham. So, what's the?
So this is in Birmingham, Alabama, of course. It's 1336 Avenue J.
Okay, that's okay. That's over in Inslee.
He didn't put a.
Yes, Inslee, Pratt City, one of them. Okay. Oh man, I didn't had this house under contract before. Nothing happened. Let's see here. What's the price?
I would be interested because
did he got a number on it? He got a price on it?
He didn't say a price. He probably will now because he normally will respond.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Chip.
But I was going to ask Chevy as far as the easiest way to transition when you're talking to somebody about their property and they give you a price that you know that you can't, give them, to transition it over into the other conversation about seller financing. The easiest way.
The seller finances is more of the exit strategy. The entry is more of sub two. So the seller financing is more of like the exit, like, hey, we have an end buyer, somebody that wants to move into the property. The entry part to it is sub two. Seller finance is if they have crazy amounts of equity in the property, then yeah, we'll do a seller finance because they want to retain their equity as well and get paid on it. But the way I transition is I'm finding out, what would they do if they don't sell the property? So, hey, Mr. Seller, you say that you want XYZ. That's a lot of money, man. What would you do what you gonna do if you don't sell it? That's one question I asked. Another question I asked, hey, that's a lot of money. You basically want retail. Have you ever considered listing it? Yeah, I but I don't want to deal with no realtors. I don't want to pay no commission. I'm like, the laws change. You could dictate what you want to pay them now. Right? So I'm just filling them out, and then I'm like, okay, so is there still a mortgage on the property? Yes, there's at this point, there's already a relationship built. So now I could get into asking those deeper, more personal questions. I just ran into a seller the other day where I was like, is there a mortgage on the property? She was like, I don't really care to disclose that to you. I was like, I understand we didn't build enough relationship yet. Yeah, and I talked about it, and she laughed as well.
Yeah.
But then I talked to her a week later, and I was like, so now you ready to give me what you owe on the property? And she's like, yeah, I only owe $100,000. I was like, okay, so technically you want like 30,000. She's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So if I could get you close to that 30 that you want to walk away with, are you open to us doing something creative? Mm-hmm. So those are the words that I use. Are you open to something creative? They're going to ask, what do that mean? Well, we have several options that we could do. We could turn you into the bank and you're just collecting mailbox money where you don't have to worry about the property no more. We'll take over the mortgage. We're now responsible for the maintenance. We're responsible for if anything breaks, if there's a tenant that do something crazy, we're going to be responsible for that. So you don't even have to worry about your property no more. And, they always ask, what's the catch? There's no catch to it. We just don't want to go to the bank and get a high interest rate. We'd rather take advantage of the low interest rate that you have. I hope that wasn't a lot.
No, that helped. Because you were saying that building that rapport, and showing the person that you can help them. I think.
Yes. I always let them know this is what I specialize in. This is our area of expertise, and we're doing on average 3 to 5 of these a month. So we have several different property assets under management. So that's our transition.
Okay. On this one, which this stuff, this trick over here, right? But we got enough activity. And so,
what part of Birmingham is this?
It's sort of like a transition. Well, they about the same, but one of them a little better than the numbers show it too, though. It's called. It's really Inslee. But it's damn it, that Pratt. I don't know if I really call that Pratt City. I guess it's Inslee because it's 35218. But it's sort of going into this one neighborhood where the prices are sort of really low. But somebody we could just look at these. So
he's named Rusty. You said his name was Russell.
Russell. He might say Russell, but I know him by Russell. Rusty.
25K is what he said the seller is asking.
Okay, I don't know what they got going on here. What it's sold for 136. That's got to be an outlier over there, right? We got this one that sold, which they paid $7,500 for this one. Same thing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're doing. This more like it down here, these ones below, right? Then this one they sold it for more than what they bought it for. So I'm really going to probably eliminate these top two up here. 25 based on this here. I can't, let's see the side here. Not that bad. Not that bad. I don't know what the inside looks like, but not that bad. If it still looks like that.
You think it's worth the 25K?
No, not over there. It's gonna be tough in that condition. Really need to be under 15, really. But if they'll do owner financing, then 25 would be okay, because somebody would probably do some owner financing. You know, you layer yours on there 35 or so, just depending on what they would want down on it or whatever. So that's the way I would handle it. As a cash deal, it definitely needs to be under 15. I really would prefer to be under 10, but definitely under 15 to maybe make 5 or so on it. So these houses are really cheap over here. It's a lot of activity though, you know, if I remove this boundary, and that's within the last year, it's a lot of activity, but you know, 23, 35, 12, 47, you got 137. Well, I don't know what that is there. 5, 6, see how crazy that is? 6,600. Yeah. So I don't know what they're doing when they're doing that, because that doesn't make sense. I don't think they're getting financing on that. I guess we could look it up or whatever, but just me knowing that particular area, just knowing how it is, to be on the safe side on that particular property, I would like to be at 15. Yeah, if they would do owner financing, the 25 would be okay, because you could wholesale out those terms for sure. Now, once you cross over 20th Street right here, you know, the price has changed, more consistent. You know, you see 66, you know, you see 160 in there. I don't know how relevant that is. 40, 70, 70. That sounds more like it on this side of 20th Street.
On the other side.
Once you're going back here this way, you know, it gets a little tough. It used to be a strip club that just burnt down right over here somewhere in this area.
Really?
Right? So not that that's really relevant, but
that happens sometimes. That happens sometimes.
Yeah. So
Alexander S. I think we're going to need more information, but this is what he said. He said, also, I've got a seller in Western Salem with a 3-property deal for $180K. I need help finding buyers in that area. We would need to know.
We need an address. You want to take that one, Chevy?
Yeah, all we need is just an address, man. We could find buyers.
Yeah, and Alexander is normally on here with us. So yeah, Alexander, give us the property address, and then we'll look to see whether it's a deal or not. Financial tech data.
80, that means 60K a deal.
In what do you say? Winston-Salem.
In Winston? Yeah.
Financial tech data says I'm in a very rural area. If I'm looking in metro areas, how do you actually vet the property and what the seller is telling you about its condition?
Usually I have especially if I'm doing virtual where I can't get to the property, just ask the seller to send some pictures of the inside and outside, major stuff, kitchen, bathroom, roof, floors, HVAC. You know, that's it. Send some pictures in a video. If I can't get to it, if I can get to it myself, then I'll go do it. You know, and also it's good to also partner, right? This is a partnered business. So if you can have a guy or girl that you can rock with, and they, you know, you do the heavy lifting and they do the back end side of it. You know, as far as finding somebody local to walk your property for you, that's good too. You know, the biggest thing is just making sure that you're dealing with people that's sometimes that stuff can get difficult because people do crazy stuff. So you just want to make sure you build the right rapport with a seller before you send anybody to a property. Because
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say I've had people tell me experience where their deal fall apart because the buyer go look at a property and now the seller ghosted them, and a month later they see the property closed because the buyer stole the deal, or the buyer backdoor negotiate with a seller and they don't and cut them out of the deal. Like these are things that actually happen. So you got to be mindful of who you're actually dealing with. Not saying that it happens all the time, but it just depends on who you're dealing with, though.
Yeah.
So you got to be mindful of that for sure. And especially these seasoned investors, sometimes if you're a newer guy or girl, they look at you like you're just lunch meat. So you got to be careful.
Because that property, I'm going to cut you off, but the property the guy last night was talking about, where you got the laws, the investor paid him after
after the closing.
It normally happen, but with the right people, they will do that.
That's literally about to be the new norm, though. And you got to make sure that you're building the right rapport with that buyer, and that buyer is a trustworthy buyer. Because I've had experience where, this happened where someone on my team was given a long arm because the buyer ghosted them because they couldn't pay them at the closing, and the buyer was supposed to take care of them, and the buyer just ghosted them. And it's a small city, and you see the buyer every day, and it's like, dude, you ain't gonna give me my money? What?
It's my money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not there. If I was there, well, never mind. So
I mean, you just have to move on, because what can you do? You know what I'm saying?
What can you do? Yeah, you're right.
I know, but I'm just saying.
There's nothing to do.
What about legally?
There's nothing to do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, well, Alexander did put in the 3 properties. 2 of them look like they're on the same street, and then it looks like there's one that's on another street. So you want all 3 or just one of them? The 2 that's on the same street is 1800 East 10th, and 10th is spelled out TENTH. That's in Winston-Salem, and it's 1802. So it's probably next door.
Okay, so let's see, 1800
and 1802 East 10th Street. It don't say street. It don't even say a street.
10th.
So hopefully that comes up in prop stream, though.
You said
Winston-Salem, right? 27101.
Okay, let me see. 10.
They're asking for 180 for all 3.
Yeah, it don't even come up.
Yeah, he probably had to tell us whether it's a street or he spelled out TENTH, but maybe it's one, like 10.
Let me see if I can find it on Google and then take it and put it on.
Oh yeah, that is a good idea.
And then Winston, WIN. You gotta tell me how to. Okay, there we go, right there. Let's see if it pops up.
Do I need to? Oh,
okay, there it is, right there.
Yeah, go ahead and share your screen. I had it on.
I'm not sharing my screen.
Not yet.
No.
Oh, I'm still on the prop stream. Okay, I'm just pulling it from Google. I got you. Okay.
I need to stop.
Now you see my screen on prop stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And prop stream do pay me, so I'll talk about prop stream all day.
Also, it is
still nothing popping up. Okay, let's try Zillow. Let's try something. Let's do something.
Or we could do the other property that he put in. It's a different street.
Yes.
What's the other one?
The other one is 921 Gray Avenue. And also
921 Gray.
And he said that's an avenue. Yeah, that's
okay. There it is, right there. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, let's look at it. 2,200 square feet, built in 1939. Okay. Saying there's only one comp, and that was back in November. Now, is it because of the size of the lot? No, it's not. Okay. Was this on MLS before? Okay, so it's on market right now. Okay, so it's not on market, it's off market, but it was listed for 99,000.
Well, this is a three house deal that he's asking 180K.
Okay. Okay. I mean, for just this one property in itself, where the ARV is right at 160, that's not bad for the area. So even this property in this, oh, even this property in this, I really got to take this. A realtor about to make me an offer, man. But just for this, just for this,
No, we understand. Okay.
just for this property itself at 161, we really need to pull up the other properties just to see what we're dealing with. But for three property deal for 180, that means
180.
on average it's 60,000. We just got to figure out what's the condition of it. That should be a good deal, honestly. Especially if just this one alone is 161. Honestly speaking.
Well, so, you want to take that call, right?
Yeah, Ty.
Okay. I want to bring up something.
Yeah, just read yourself. Just go ahead.
Yeah. Karen P is saying, Ty, hello, Ty and family. I was in a presentation last evening with REI Print Mail, and Brandon spoke highly of you. I'm going to start using it for check mailers, I guess.
Okay, cool. Most definitely.
Let's see here. So we was doing that property. Oh, let's do this other guy's property that's in Jacksonville, Ty, because he put in two, and I didn't do the second one. But this is the second one he wants to come.
All right, what is it?
I'm about to spell out the street name. It's 2508 OLUSLEE Street, and that's in Jacksonville, Florida.
You say OLU
S is in Sam.
Okay.
LEE Street.
Okay. I think it's OLUSTEE.
Okay.
I think.
He put it SLE, but it's probably ST.
All right, so let me build a little case here.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm back. Okay, so I found it's a multifamily. That's why. Yes, it's multifamily. That's why the 1800 wasn't pulling up. So.
Oh, okay. Got
so
it.
it's a multifamily. Just based on these pictures off of Zillow, the property's gonna need a extensive rehab. So, if we're saying
180 for all three.
Just the property, just the duplex itself is really gonna need probably around 50,000 worth of rehab. So if we're looking at it in that sense, I think if you were to get it like around 125, that'll put it right at 40. Yeah, right at 40,000 instead of 60,000 a property. I think you'll definitely have a deal then to be able to move it and make money.
Tell me again. You said 170.
No, 125.
125. Okay.
Yeah, so around 40,000. Yeah.
With the amount of work that it needs.
Because then the duplex would be at 80. Yeah, the duplex would be at 80, and then the other property that's at the ARV at 160, that's going to need work as well. It might be a deal, man. I'm not even gonna lie. It just depends on the condition of it. So
what do you feel about when he said in the statement, he said, I need help finding buyers in their area?
That's what was.
No. What I'm saying is that do you feel like it's probably not a deal simply because he can't find buyers right now?
No. He just don't have it priced right.
Price right.
Yeah, he doesn't have it priced right. There's a buyer for everything as long as it's priced right. So we just have to get the price to where it makes sense for a buyer. And right now, the 180, that's kind of high. That's all.
Yeah.
So we just have to go back and negotiate with the sellers. And when you go back and negotiate with a seller, guys, it's always say, hey, look, talk to my partners about the deal, and XYZ number is not going to work, but here's where we're at when it comes to our numbers.
Gotcha.
So don't ever say you.
Never say that.
Because when they show up to the closing table and don't see you, they're like, hey, what is this assignment fee about?
So, quick question: Do in the areas that you virtual, do you have boots on the ground?
Yeah, my whole infrastructure is built already on the ground of Shreveport. So
Okay.
yeah. But as far as if I was to go into another city and do virtual, what I would do first is make sure I build a rapport with the seller, make sure that the property is on the contract, and then I'm presenting it as, hey, look, guys, I'm in XYZ city, they have a property on the contract, need somebody to walk the property for me. I'll even go as far as just going into Facebook Marketplace to find somebody to take pictures for me and pay them like $50.
Ty, you want to do that property? Or you got it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So,
Okay.
So I'll share my screen and show you what I pulled up so far. It's a little. Oh, I forgot to do that. Where is it? So our property is a 1968. It's 1758 square feet though. And so we got all stuff all over the place here. So we just do some elimination here. We got one that's 584 square feet. We know we're eliminating that. We got a 1946. We'll go ahead and eliminate that one. And then everything else is smaller. We do have this one that's listed that, but that's really not telling us anything in a sense. So let's look at the price history on it to see if we can find anything there really quick. So it sold at 185. I wonder why I didn't show that, but anyway, so it sold at 185. So that's probably going to be our best opportunity. That one is close in size to ours. It sold at 185, right? So I'm going to eliminate these two here. So they're trying, the realtors is thinking they can get $133 a square foot. It hadn't sold yet, been on the market 60 days. So that's probably a little overpriced, right? So I would be comfortable if they probably listed it at 200, they probably could move this. Okay, so we use the calculator and just say we're just going to go with 200. And based on that square footage, if you were going to try to make 20 grand on this, which is 10%, you're going to probably be definitely under, we'll say around 77 or so. If you're going to try to make 20, put it back out there around 97 to 100. That's assuming these repairs are accurate based on livable. If it's not livable, hit apply. So now you're under 50, putting it back out there at 70. With that, but I don't know if this is a fix and flip. So I don't know if they paid that 185. That seemed like that would work for most flippers. So this is probably where they really need to be on something like this, just looking at it. So based on the size and what it would take to renovate. So
I think that the other part to it is, guys, whenever you guys are presenting these deals, ask the seller as far as the condition, what kind of condition the property is in, right? Get an idea. What I do with my team, I say, hey, look, scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the condition of the property? So this gives us a generalization as far as what all it needs to be done to the property. So if they like, well, it's a 3, we know that thing's gonna need a lot of work. Now if they like it's a 7, we know, okay, we're working with something. So it just all depends. So I say that, and then to get a number out of a seller, I would say, hey, based on the condition that you told me, what do you feel in your opinion the property is worth? And that gives you a general idea as far as what they would sell the property to you for.
And somebody was asking about proof of funds. Let me read the actual statement. It said, I need proof of funds. Please send me your bank statement. We're not doing that, but I know there's something that we have, right, about proof of funds.
are they saying that's that's me went out? Oh,
Yeah, that was you.
You went out and started asking for money.
I thought it was an old school TV show or something.
Ty went. We'll be back with you shortly.
No, when he asked about it, he's like, "Was that me?" Yeah, it's definitely you.
I ain't have the fan on. We got to have the fan on it. Oh, they running.
Proof of funds. What was talking?
What was that? That's a 4x4 100. Man, that was that quick.
Oh, he's watching the Olympics.
Yeah.
All into it. Like,
wait, did you miss time when you asked for proof of funds?
Yeah. Hey. Canada won it. Wow, they beat the U.S. Okay, damn.
it's gonna happen sometime.
So anyway, so yeah, the service that I recommend or whatever, they suffice the job for houses for sure. They work in most cases. You can just go to realpof.com or just text POF to 205-964-5243.
And Alexander Chevy said thanks. He knows now that 180 is too high, so he's recalculating.
Yep.
You offered a price, right? 125.
Yeah, 125.
Yeah,
like 125, 140 range would be good.
Yeah,
because the duplex needs a lot of work. I'm not quite sure about the other property, but the duplex, just looking at the pictures, if it's still the same condition of what it is on Zillow, it's gonna need a lot of work. Yeah. So yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Was that the 4x1 tie?
Yeah.
All right. Don't tell me about it. I like to watch it. This would tell my age, right? Remember VCRs?
Come on, man.
Like that long ago now. Come on now.
Remember VCR? No, remember
DVD or something.
No, I'm talking about you had to the VCR that record though.
Yeah, the one that record. You recorded your stuff.
So before DVR. I'm talking about VCRs before DVRs. So DVRs was 10 years ago, but VCRs was a good 20, 25 years ago.
I would agree with that.
Easy.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, VCR, yeah.
So
you record the Olympics and just watch it later?
Yeah. But now you just go. Now you stream everything, so you just do recaps. So I just go to my Peacock app, and you're
good.
Watch the whole highlights. I'm good. Actually, watch the whole replay. We good. So yeah.
Well,
What's next?
That was it. That was actually the last one. Everybody else was just speaking or whatever, but
So we got some good stuff in here, guys, and I don't mention this enough. The contract you can access. You can go to digulator.com and use it. Just understand you have to fill it out there. You just can't just print. It has to be filled out. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to present a professional looking contract, not some handwritten. Handwritten will still work, but we try to give you an opportunity to present professionalism. You can just text contract to 205-964-5243. That should send you the link also.
One-page contract, still the one I use.
Oh,
really?
Realtors be like, hey, do you have anything? No, I got my one-page contract.
Yeah.
Got that.
All right. You want the scripts? Text ball to 205-964-5243. Want to join the Telegram group to get your deal still evaluated? You can get into the Telegram group. Text push to 205-964-5243. Want to mirror me on some commercial deals? Actually, I'm going to be posting one that we just completed this week. So I'll run through the whole thing. It was a good payday on it, so you'll be able to see that. So text SPY SPY to 205-964-5243. Pre-foreclosure list. Want to build those, which it'll be using PropStream, but text the word move. I do an entire demo on how to do that if you're interested in that. So, and then Chevy, you can tell them how, which is scrolling there at the bottom, but you can tell them how they can reach you.
On all platforms, The Real Chevy. Whenever you book, guys, please remember, whenever you book a coaching session, you just want a one-on-one with me, you have to call me. I don't have your number to call you. So don't just book an appointment and expect me to call you when I don't have a number. The number is already provided to you once you fill out all your information. All you gotta do is call the number once we're ready to talk. That's it. And I get an email notification, so I know that you guys are looking to talk. So we're good. And make sure you go on to YouTube and hit that subscribe button as well. Make sure you go on to Instagram, hit that follow button also. Where else do I need to be, Flip?
Oh, that we covered it, man.
We covered it. We covered it. So just make sure you tap in, man. I'm here. You call me Mini Flip if you want. I'm here.
That's right.
Good.
I saw somebody yesterday call you Pace.
Yeah, they say I'm on.
Blackface Morby.
So yeah, that's the real Chevy across the board, man. I'm out here. I'm in the trenches, putting in the work. Like, make no mistake about it. As you see, live sellers call, like, phone blowing up. So I'm not out here, ain't no fancy cars or nothing like that. I'm just here to feed my family. That's it. So that's how we getting down. You got to read Karen P's last minute.
All right, but Karen P came up and said, besides probate leads, what other lead generation activity is best for wholesaling? Virtually wholesaling and things.
Nice. Virtual wholesaling is definitely a great lucrative way. If your city is not working, you could tap into any city. That's what I love about real estate. You go anywhere in this country and do real estate. You can even go anywhere. Like, we're looking at some land in Jamaica right now that we trying to do our thing. And then, so aside from probates, there is vacants, there is absentees, there is pre-foreclosures. You have what else you have? You have tired landlords. You have properties that have high equity as well. And maybe that's a second home for a seller. So, vacant, tired landlords, absentees, because there's two different types of tired landlords. Absentees just mean, maybe that person is in the vicinity of the house or is not. They're not occupying that property. Tired landlord just mean they have a huge amounts of inventory and they're tired of what they're using right now, so they don't want to offload it. We have a seller that's going to send us 13 properties for us to evaluate. So, these are great ways to find deals. JVing, partnering up with another wholesaler. That's another great way to actually find deals. They bring the deal, you bring the buyer, or vice versa. So, as long as you're adding value, man, that's really how you're gonna turn up and make money in this business, for sure. I hope that was good. I hope that hit on the mark.
Excellent. Ty?
All right, boom. All right, so I just seen something come on my phone. All right, guys. So we got it in. So I guess we'll be back on Monday. Hit us up. Looking for more opportunities, obviously. Really appreciate Torian and Chevy making this go smooth as possible. And hey.
Are we gonna do Monday at 12:30? Just to be good?
No, it's normally gonna be 12. I got what kept? Oh, I was a little behind. I told you I had that conversation with so I got a little behind. So but normally we try to shoot for 12. We just gonna say 12-ish Eastern.
You shoot for that.
Yeah.
12-ish. 12-ish.
12-ish.
12-ish.
Yeah, 12-ish for sure. All right. So with that being said, guys, we'll see you guys on the flip side. And we're out.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Hit that bag.